All right, we're cutting across to the live visuals coming in from Kolkata. Dramatic visuals of the protests that's currently taking place by BJP workers. Barricades being pushed aside by the BJP protesters and the police. They're resorting to using water cannons to disperse the crowds that have gathered. Thousands of BJP workers, you see there on your screens, trying to march up to the Kolkata police headquarters. The obvious reasons: the office was completely barricaded, the police refusing to let them march any further, and now water cannons being used and being employed by the police there to ensure that all the people who are gathered disperse and do not try to push ahead. We also showed you the visuals of several of these BJP workers trying to also push and break the barricades there and make their way across. And you see those barricades being pulled down by those BJP workers, a handful of them still there, very close to where the barricades are. Others running for cover as water cannons are being used to disperse the protesters. These are dramatic visuals that we're getting to you from the heart of Kolkata at the police headquarters in Lal Bazaar, where BJP workers have come together to stage a demonstration against the TMC government as well as the state police over the kind of political violence and killings that we've been witnessing in the state of Bengal. It's clear that the politics won't die down, and now on your screens are the visuals of those dramatic protests by BJP workers, thousands of whom gathered on the streets of Kolkata and began their march to the police headquarters. Right now, so Indrajit Kundu in the heart of that chaos, filing that report for us, telling us that it's not just water cannons, but tear gas shells also being fired by the cops there to disperse the huge number of supporters who had gathered on the streets of Kolkata, marching all the way to the police headquarters. A fair distance away, barricades were put up, and you had the police on complete standby, ready to ensure that these protesters are not allowed to march any further really, and those barricades, several of them being pulled down, pushed aside, but the police employing water cannons as well as tear gas shells to ensure that there are no other workers who can really move forward, that those protesters are forced to immediately disperse and ensure that there's no breakdown really of law and order in the city of Kolkata. On your screens right now are the visuals of that dramatic protest, the police resorting to hurling tear gas shells as well as using water cannons, and they have successfully managed to disperse most of the crowds there. Most of the BJP workers have backed off from the barricades. They were earlier trying to push forward from the barricades and push through to the police deployment and thereby to the police headquarters. They have, however, been stopped now, as the police has made it very clear that they will not be allowed to gherav the police headquarters. This even as the face-off continues between the BJP and the TMC. Here's a look at that report filed by my colleague Indrajit.
BJP workers have finally reached the main barricade next to the Kolkata police headquarters. As you can see, BJP workers are pushing the barricade, trying to break the barricade. This is the main cordon, the main barricade. And the second barricade, in fact, there is one more barricade after this, and BJP workers are literally, trying to break open this barricade, even as hundreds of policemen await on the other side, trying to prevent them. So agitated BJP workers raising Jai Shri Ram slogans is trying to, push and break this Kolkata police barricade. On the other side, of course, there are water cannons. And look at the way BJP workers are getting aggressive now. They're trying to break this barricade, and the Kolkata police officials, of course, are not taking any chance. They have massive amount of police force that have been deployed right now here in Kolkata, right outside. And yes, water cannons have now gone off. The Kolkata police have just started the water cannons, and everybody has started running. The Kolkata police, is using water cannons now at BJP workers. As we have been stating since morning, that, water cannons had been kept ready, and so were tear gas shells. And just as BJP workers tried breaking the barricade, the cordon, the Kolkata police officials have started using the water cannon. As you can see, the water cannons being used on Kolkata, on the BJP workers, aggressive BJP workers who wanted to break open the barricade and move closer towards the Kolkata police headquarters. With counterperson Tapas Badi Indrajit for India Today in Kolkata. Hindi to now.
Indrajit filing that report for us in the heart of that BJP protest, even as the cops now have ensured that the protest is completely dispersed, that the crowds are forced to retreat and disperse. They had gathered in huge numbers. There on your screens, we've put out different visuals that we've managed to capture of the protest. It gives you a sense of the scale and volume of the BJP protest in the heart of Kolkata. And as they gathered and came towards the police headquarters in the city, they were stopped. Barricades were put up. The police also in large numbers being deployed on the streets of Kolkata. And as several of those BJP workers, as you see there, tried to really climb over the barricades and make their way through, that's when the police decided to employ their water cannons and also started firing tear gas shells to ensure that the crowd immediately disperses. We're talking about thousands of BJP workers who had gathered on the streets of Kolkata there, agitating against the TMC government and also questioning the state police, saying that the cops have been working hand in glove with the Mamata government and refusing to act on incidents of political killings and violence that have been reported post the elections across the state of Bengal. But chaotic scenes there being witnessed in Kolkata amidst that protest by BJP workers. We are also trying to connect to our colleague Indrajit.
जिस चीज का डर लोगों को था वही इस वक्त हो रहा है, क्योंकि जैसे ही बीजेपी के कार्यकर्ता यहाँ पे जैसे ही बीजेपी के कार्यकर्ता यहाँ पे पहुंचे और वो बैरिकेड तोड़ने की कोशिश कर रहे थे, आंसू गैस, पहले पानी के कमान छोड़े गए, उसके बाद अभी इस वक्त आंसू गैस दागे जा रहे हैं। कैमरा से दाबस बेरी के साथ इंद्रजीत, आज तक।
And in all of those dramatic protests, our colleague Indrajit Kundu getting you all those reports on the situation there on the ground. They managed to disperse the crowds who were gathered, thousands of BJP workers who were present there, most of whom have now dispersed after the BJP decided to use tear gas shells and also water cannons to disperse them. The police made it very, very clear that they will not allow these BJP protesters and workers to get anywhere near the police headquarters. They had heavily barricaded the entire area, and you see there several of the protesters in anger also pushing out those barricades, vandalizing property on the streets there. But right now, their entire protest the protesters have all retreated. They've all dispersed after the Kolkata police decided to use water cannons to ensure that the streets are immediately